Lesson 9, Pitching Our Invention. Lesson 9 is in the Market Your Invention stage of the engineering design process. Lessons 7 and 8 are also in the same stage. In this lesson, students learn the skills required to compose and deliver an effective 30-second elevator pitch. Take a moment to review the global competencies. And to prepare for this lesson, if possible, find examples of elevator pitches to share with your students. If you've already done some speech-related work in your class, consider going directly to activities C and D. Cut up the inventions chart provided to students in Activity A. And for Activities A and B, decide if you wish students to present to small groups, not necessarily teams at this point, or to the entire class. In materials and resources, aside from the technology and examples, we have two toolkits. One is the inventions chart, and the second is the 30-second elevator pitch. We begin the same way as all other lessons, with a reflection on the engineering design anchor chart. As well, we have an introduction to elevator pitch. This is a brief, persuasive speech used to spark interest in a project, idea, or anything else. The first activity is an impromptu pitch. Teams or groups are provided with the name of a major invention. This is the cut-up chart. Individually, students must compose a 30-second pitch to promote or sell the invention to an audience. They take turns presenting to their groups and peer evaluate only positives. In Activity B, they continue to work on speech skills, but this time making eye contact and voice practice. They choose a topic from a list provided, and of course feel free to modify the list, and then they prepare to present to either a group or to the class, making sure that they make eye contact, that voices are loud and clear, that they enunciate, have a good pace and variance, and that they do not go over the 30-second time limit. In Activity C, they begin working on their invention pitch, beginning with an introduction. It's suggested that they tell a brief story about the invention, or pose a question to the audience, or share a relevant quote. Here, the goal is to capture the audience's attention. Once they create an introduction, they present it to their group or to the class. In Activity D, they focus on the body of the pitch and the conclusion. They continue to work on their individual pitches, now adding information about what the invention is and why it's necessary, the target audience, what makes it unique, and how to get people to purchase the invention. Finally, they should compose a clear conclusion, thanking the listener and making eye contact. The next activity is simply a direction for students to practice their pitch until it's memorized. If there's a face-to-face invention convention, they will be able to deliver their pitch to people in a live environment. If not, they can make a video recording of their elevator pitches using whatever software is available to you. And finally, they should complete the Global Competency Reflection Journal on page 11. The optional extension lessons include making a brochure, building a website, and creating an app. If you have sufficient time and you'd like students to develop some of these skills, then these are excellent lessons to support that. Let's take a look at the presentation deck. Like other presentation decks, we begin with the learning goal, engineering design anchor chart, an introduction, the video associated with the introduction, which is an optional video, the first activity, which is the impromptu pitch, the second activity, which has to do with eye contact and voice practice, the presentation. Activity C is the invention pitch introduction. Activity D, the pitch body and conclusion. Activity E, reminding students to practice until memorized. Activity F is the optional recording for the pitch. While this is important if you're in a virtual environment, it's not essential if you're going to be in a face-to-face invention convention. Questions? And finally, complete the Global Competency Reflection Journal on page 11.